What about the career of Joel Selwood? 13 seasons, approaching 300 games. 12 of those seasons have been in finals, three-time premiership player, six-time All-Australian, everything you could achieve in the game. And his performance to drag his team to a prelim final, one of his all-time best. He joins us down the road at Geelong. Joel, congratulations, you're into another prelim final.
Yeah, thanks, Das. It's exciting to be in another one and looking forward to what's ahead.
Hey, Joel, we'll get straight into the hard stuff. You've obviously heard that Tom's suspension has been upheld. Tell me, as captain, you've been a fantastic leader. As captain, are you a little bit disappointed in him, the fact that he won't be out there this week?
Oh, I reached out to him, obviously, early on Saturday to make sure that he was okay. Doug, you know how these things work. That the player's usually most disappointed in himself, and that's a big enough punishment in that. Like as he said, I saw a little video before. He got a fair hearing tonight. It didn't go his way, didn't go our way. So we'll just suit up without him and give him a chance to play the week after.
You now have got to replace him, Joel, in the forward line. Have you got an initial thoughts? We're talking about maybe Paddy Dangerfield playing a bit more of that role. What do you think? Who's the most likely player to come in?
We do have options. I think that's a positive out of it, that we've played guys throughout the year, that we've been able to go different ways this weekend. So obviously Paddy will spend a period of time down there, and then who we'd replace him with, it's unsure right now, but the coaches would have put work into that, I'm sure, already.
Joel, there's some great footage of Chris Scott grabbing the players immediately before the first bounce, and I think you were quoted after the game as saying that people have been throwing rocks at your coach, Chris Scott. Is it fair to say you were disappointed with some of the commentary about him after the loss?
Yeah, I was. I can say that. I was disappointed. It was purely because a lot of it's not made on facts. We see a lot of it, these comments that go around that actually don't know what happens within footy clubs. And for that week and a lot that was going around, and you're talking about the ruck situation with Adam Tomlinson before, you know, Mark Blitzars was our best option to go with Brodie Grundy that first week. And without going into it too much.
Joel, this week, what about Blitzars? We've seen him play in the last 3 weeks as a defender, then a ruckman, then on the wing at the weekend. Where are we likely to see him place this weekend?
Forward this weekend. Just keep him guessing, keep everyone guessing. But you know, we're quite fortunate that we've got a player like that we can use in different positions. At the moment, we've got a back 8 players that could, you know, play through there. Mark's the one that gives us a bit of flexibility, whether we play him up the ground or not. You know, the others guys, you know, Buse and O'Connor, Zach Tui, they're, you know, settled on those small forwards.
You're not giving too much away tonight, Joel, but Dusty Martin,
not tonight,
obviously in great form a couple of weeks ago, kicking 6 goals, predominantly obviously as a forward. What will you do with him? If he obviously starts in the forward line, you've got a number of options for him there, but you're more likely to have someone run with him when he's up in the middle as well as when he goes forward?
Yeah, I mean, watching Richmond and who they've played of late, it's been interesting to see who sides have gone with. You know, you can go through a number of their players throughout the middle, and Dusty obviously is their key kicker and distributor of the ball. So we have to make sure that we concentrate on him. But Lambert's the other one that a lot of clubs have been going to through his run and link up, that I'm sure we'll keep an eye out on. But I probably shouldn't stop speaking there because there's a number of them that we could go to, but we'll obviously have plans.
Joel, sometimes the simple is overlooked, and you got off to a great start on Friday night. In the end, that's really the difference between you and the West Coast Eagles. Was there something you did differently in the preparation for that start on Friday night?
We probably pumped up the week a bit more too. It was, you know, whether it was a little bit of anger that came out on what we were saying before, but we wanted to go out there and play really well, you know, for our coach, for playing for the jumper too, and the boys did that exceptionally well early. It may be a slight mindset thing that, you know, we got told that we were slow the week before. We started moving it a little bit quicker. The game is simple, like you said.
Now, Joel, you would have heard in commentary before the Ducks suggesting when they do build a statue, which is coming down at Geelong, you're going to have a bit of tape around your head on the bronze. Now, I'm being half serious here. You've got a nice mouse over your... Could you start this prelim final pre-taped this week, ready to go?
Well, I don't think so, but, you know, it is one of those things that I don't want to spend a lot of time off the ground. And it's not ideal that it keeps opening up. Yeah, I didn't have the makeup artist down here early enough to fix it up tonight, but it's still looking pretty rough at the moment, but hopefully it clears up enough. There's obviously stitches that we'll keep in it throughout the game to try and hold it together.
We just had a good look at that photo of you with your mouth open singing the song. You look like Braveheart. I want to go back to a bit of a serious question, what you said before about your ball movement on the weekend, and clearly you moved it a lot quicker. Was it more about what Collingwood did the week before in terms of how they defended, the reason why you didn't do that, and obviously West Coast didn't do that as well?
Oh, there is part of that. You know, the sides that you come up against, they look at how you play and how you go about it for, you know, 3-4 week period. And when you're on top of the ladder, even more, they're watching you throughout the year to sort of pick up trends and how to stop you and what to steal from you. So, yeah, I mean, Collingwood did a good job of defending what we wanted, and then West Coast did too. But you know, there was that piece of, you know, football that our guys just said, you know what, we're just going to take it on, and you know, if that kicks slightly there, we'll just have a go at it and we'll fix it up if we make the mistake.
Joel, are you expecting Gary Ablett to play on again next year?
Yeah, I am.
Has he said that to you, that he will go on and play, or are you just expecting it?
No, I'm expecting it. I haven't had a conversation with him, but he's played well enough this year. Still got his speed. He's come out even today to say that he would have liked to play better in the first couple of finals, but don't write a champion off.
And Jackie Felgate standing by. Surprised you haven't got your Geelong scarf on, Jack. We know where your
I thought about it. Yes, congrats on a great game, Joel. We've got some questions from our viewers for you now. And the first one's from Ben Carlin, who asks, you get to bring back any retired club champion to play this weekend. Who would you pick and why?
Well, it's a good question. Brad Ottens was always our September hero. So he actually, my first prelim, he chucked us on his back and dragged us over the line against Collingwood in 2007. So if it was him, and I'm going to see him tomorrow, so he's probably watching, so I'll get in his good books.
Oh, he would be very handy indeed. And Robert Edwards asks, how many more years do you think you will keep playing for?
It's a good question. Still contracted for another 2 after this, and I'll just see how I'm going. I've at times limped a little bit through this year, but feeling really good at the moment. So I'd like to have more days like that.
And the last question, it's keeping it in the family. Who is the toughest of your brothers?
The little brother, yeah, Scott's the toughest. He's. Is this a question from him?
I left out the name, no.
But we got told up when we were kids that Mum always reminded us that he was going to grow up the biggest and the strongest of us, and she was right. She's a smart woman.
Word just through from Cameron Ling. Very unhappy not to have been called back out of retirement. They can't fit everyone in. Joel, thanks for joining us down there tonight. You were sensational last week. Look forward to seeing you in the prelim final. Good luck.
Thanks, guys. Lingy was my second choice too.
Yeah, always great to